All right, Lori, we're going to jump into a really quick game. This is a pretty fun one. It's called the hot seat. It's really just, we're going to give you 5 or 6 subjects here. Give me a really quick first impression, hype, real, or WTF. First one, AI.
Real. AI and ML, machine learning, we're multiple years off from realizing full potential, but I think there's going to be major upside and positive impacts to organizations with AI.
The metaverse.
A little bit of hype, a little bit of real, and a little bit of WTF. I'd say, an equal slice of each one of those. I do believe ultimately it will be a realized vision, and given the investment and technology companies who have a big role to play in our consumption, it's still a ways out, but I do believe it will be real. But right now, I would say it's an equally thirds of each one of those suggested, responses.
I love it. Now, this one's a little bit debatable because of the last couple of weeks of action that we've had, but crypto.
Oh, crypto. I think it's in a hype stage right now. I do believe there's a future world for crypto, obviously, in a meaningful way. From a vision casting perspective in crypto, I think it's a little too soon to tell. I think it's going to be a mainstay, and it just depends. I think we're a little too early to tell on how much impact it makes and the role it plays in the future.
Last one, remote work, hybrid work.
I think it's here for sure to stay. I think there will be, I would say, adaptable ways of working will be probably the norm in terms of an expectation of current and next generation workers. I do believe the role you play and the job you have is telling, right? So for our organization, we're in the hospitality and travel business. The majority of our workforce has to be in a face-to-face interaction, right? You can't really, at this point, the future's coming. So eventually there'll be, robots to check you in, I think, in somewhere at some place. But at this point in kind of our trajectory, you need people to be on site to run a resort, to have a sales operation in certain cases, while having somebody in those capacities. But I think it's very different for call center operations and corporate functions and developers and sort of, technology resources, individuals who are wanting to be very content with, their home position and really can work anywhere. So I would say that it's going to be a bit of both. I would say it is real. I do think we'll see maybe a bit of a pendulum swing. I think we've shifted really far, and it's going to come back to a more modest middle, which is definitely better than where we were pre-COVID. And I think it's the way of the future for sure.